Hello and welcome to this next video in our series BR Blue, the Class 40 locos known as the Whistlers. Now at the beginning of our videos you normally get an anecdote from my railway or spotting career, but with the Class 40 being a Birmingham based lad, wasn't a loco that we got to see very often. It wasn't uncommon, but they weren't as prolific as they were in the northwest and elsewhere in the country. The only tale I've really got to tell about 40s is 40079 on a 640 Longbridge to Edinburgh, allegedly day excursion organised by some BR staff from Saltley that ran on the 21st of August 1984, which I seem to recall taking from Birmingham New Street all the way to Edinburgh and back. And unfortunately, some stupid behaviour on the journey out meant that a window got broken. One coach was knocked out at Craig and Tinney or Haymarket or somewhere on arrival, and the journey back was one coach less. It was full and standing, and I remember spending the whole journey back in one of the spare guards compartments that wasn't being used. Most uncomfortable, and that was my lasting memory of a 40, but at least I got some good mileage that day. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video. Please like and share the video far and wide, and we really would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel.
From 1958 to 1985, 200 mighty English electric Type 4 diesel locomotives roared across Britain's railways. Built between 1958 and 1962, these 2,000 horsepower machines earned the nickname Whistler, a tribute to the distinctive turbocharger note that defined their character. Yet beneath the roar lay a more nuanced legacy: triumph, struggle, decline, and a lasting place in rail fans' hearts. This is the story of the British Rail Class 40. The mid-1950s marked a turning point for British rail. Steam was ceding ground to diesel and electric power under BR's 1955 modernisation plan. Key to this transformation was the English electric Type 4, the Class 40 locomotives. 200 units, numbered D, 200 to D399, later renumbered 40,001 to 40,199, were built between 1958 and 1962. They emerged from Vulcan Foundry in Lancashire and a batch from Robert Stevenson and Hawthorns in Darlington. With a powerful English electric 16 SVT Mark II V16 diesel engine, a one-coco, one-wheel arrangement to manage their hefty 133 tons, and steam heating for passenger comfort, they were designed for express services with a top speed of 90 miles per hour, commanding 2,000 brake horsepower at the engine. Approximately 1,550 horsepower reached the rails. The one-coco, one configuration, 3 powered axles plus a guiding pony axle, was essential to keep axle loading within acceptable limits for the substantial locomotive weight. Their nickname Whistlers came from the turbocharger's signature sound, a familiar tone across the rapidly modernizing rail network. Class 40 locomotives commanded prominent express routes on the east and west coast main lines early in their life. 25 of the class were adorned with names of Liverpool-based ships for the Euston to Liverpool route. Over time, as more powerful diesels and electrification emerged, the Class 40s gradually shifted to secondary passenger and freight services, becoming the maids of all work across Britain's rail network. Their adaptability was a key strength, fitted initially with vacuum brakes, and later some upgraded with dual air and vacuum systems to work with modern rolling stock. But they weren't without misfortune. Number D326 became famously, or infamously, involved in the Great Train Robbery of 1963.
We hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Thanks.
By the late 1970s, the Class 40's era was dimming. Their relatively low power-to-weight ratio made them less suitable for evolving demands, and components began to wear thin. Withdrawal started in 1976, with the final regular service locomotives retiring by January 1985. Notably, D200, the pioneer of the class, outlasted most of its peers, continuing until 1988 before entering the national collection. That same period ushered in the preservation era. 6 others were saved by 1988. Technically, the Class 40 embodies both strength and compromise. Heavy, underpowered for their mass, but reliable and adaptable. Their 1-Coco-1 layout, once vital to reduce axle loading, is rarely seen in modern locomotives, which are lighter and more efficient. Among the railfan community, their character resonates deeply. As one enthusiast recalled, "The one I really remember was D200, freshly painted in its original green for the final year of the class." Another summed it up simply: "Whistler, Class 40, very distinct sound, memorable machine." For many, the Class 40 represents heritage, grit, and the human stories woven into metal and steam. From the thunderous rollout of steam's successor to their twilight years and rebirth in preservation, the Class 40 has traversed a complex journey. They may have been outmoded by newer, more powerful locomotives, but their distinctive whine and steadfast service secured their place in railway history. Their story is not just about mechanics, it's about Britain's rail evolution, engineering ambition, and the people who refuse to let these majestic diesels fade. Today, as they glide once again across rails in green, blue, or heritage liveries, each whistle recalls decades of motion, memories, and change. Thank you for watching our story of the British Rail Class 40. Subscribe for more journeys into rail history and visit your local heritage lines. You might just hear that unforgettable whistler once more.
So now we have a look at the On This Day in History page. We're uploading this video to YouTube on the 10th of September. So here we have the actual logbooks from Saltley Loco Shed for the same period 41 years ago in 1984. And this time the image covers the period from 3:50 in the afternoon on the 8th of September until 10:20 on the morning of the 11th of September. And within those pages we see there were 3 visits of 40s onto the shed at Saltley in that time. 1920 on the evening of the 8th, 40028 coming off 1Z38. A bit of digging into Six Bells Junction tells us that was the Castle Jubilee rail tour from the Great Western Society Limited. 40028 seeming to work from Dorridge in the morning up to Kidderminster, and then Kidderminster back round through Sutton Park, and actually had a loco change outside Saltley with a steam loco going forward. Then we have 40060 coming onto the shed at 12:20, lunchtime on the 9th. Doesn't say what that's from, but looks like that was a freight. And finally, 40122 makes an appearance in the book at 1:15 in the morning on the morning of the 10th. No details of what train that worked before coming onto Saltley. Again, we hope you enjoyed that look at the logbook from that date 41 years ago. Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, and please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.